It is the official capacity. There might be more. Well, as we said before, these two teams met back in March at the final of the Algarve tournament in Portugal, and the U.S. got out to a quick lead. Alex Morgan taking advantage here, going upper 90 with her left foot, and the U.S. was up 1-0.
And of course, it's Alex Morgan. She's just a goal scorer naturally, and she just finds the smallest part to just take a shot, and you can see there the defenders were on her, but she finds a way to get the goal, and a fun celebration from her and Cindy LaRue. But she's just so impressive right now with the terror that she's on scoring goals.
Again, she settles it very quickly and fires high. Impossible to get at by Almoth Schultz, who was in goal that day. So the U.S. got up to a 1-0 lead, and then, oh, what a mess by the German defense, and Alex Morgan just takes advantage of it.
Yeah, that's a complete, utter miscommunication from the German defenders and goalkeepers, and Alex Morgan was right there, probably a little confused as to why she got the ball so easily, but of course she's there again and just creates so much havoc up front. That's what makes her so dangerous. Not just her speed, but she's always around, and there's 3 German defenders, and yet Alex Morgan comes up with the ball. Josephine
Henning was the one who crashed with Almoth Schultz, giving Morgan basically a freebie. Then Germany decided they needed to come back, and they got some pretty good shots there, and then first a foul.
Well, it's always a physical game when you play with Germany. They're not going to, even if they're down 2-0, they're going to come after it, and the United States is normally going to go for it as well. So this is going to be a fun game to watch with both of these teams. There's going to be a lot of tackles and fouls, and people aren't just going to give it away too easily, and the defense is really going to have to hold their own, as Germany obviously has a lot of really good talent up front themselves.
A great save there at the end by Nicole Barnhart. That was close to the end. It was in the 70th minute. She made another one towards the end of the game that preserved the shutout. So these were the final statistics in the Algarve Cup final. As you saw, not a lot of people there. Different situation here. The United States winning, and Alex Morgan getting another pair of goals. And speaking of Alex Morgan, she is scoring at a rate never seen at this level by the U.S. And the U.S. women have had some amazing scorers. And here are the starting lineup. And as you can see on defense, it is a very young defense for the U.S.
Very young defense, and you can see right number 8, Christy Mewis, in her first start as a left back for the United States. It's going to be very interesting to see how she plays in this kind of environment. She's kind of being fed to the wolves a little bit by Tom Sermanni, but her response is going to be key for how well Tom likes her performance. She may get beat a couple of times at the beginning, but it's how she responds to it is what Tom Sermanni is looking for.
The U.S. in their blue shirts, white shorts. Meanwhile, Germany in white and black, their classic home uniform for them, or kit if you prefer. And Germany has a throw-in on the left side. Babbitt Peter throws it in, looking for Celia Okoyino Mbabi, who has been an excellent striker for the Germans.
And right now she is their most dangerous striker. She's so good at coming back, receiving the ball back to goal, but at the same time she has a lot of speed.
Ball in the middle and headed out by Mewis, and finally cleared by Lauren Cheney. Ball on the left side. And the U.S. sends it out. It'll be a throw-in for Germany. Leon Meyer, the throw-in. And Germany with early pressure here in the first minute. This is Kim Kulik. And the U.S. is able to clear down Megan Rapinoe, sending it all the way down, just basically trying to relieve a little pressure early.
Well, it's no surprise that Germany is going to put the pressure on right away. I mean, they know they're in their home crowd. They know the United States is going to settle down after the first 10 minutes. So they want to try and get a goal early, put the pressure on this young United States back line, because not only do you have Mewis, who's only had 3, this is her 4th cap for the United States, but Crystal Dunn, this is her 4th cap, and for Whitney Ingen, it's her 7th cap. And then, of course, you have Christy Rampone that's close to 300. So it's quite a difference, but that immaturity on the back line is going to be something that Germany wants to take and put a lot of pressure on them.
This is the 11 that Sylvia Need sends out for Germany. Any surprises for you here?
No surprises. They're having a couple of injuries right now. They're trying to get them better for the Euros, like Fatmire Beimarai, who normally plays on the wing for them. But another good opportunity for Germany to get some young players, get some experience against the #1 team in the world in the United States. And the player to really look out for Germany, along with Demibavi, is Jennifer Marijan, number 14 up front. She's their young player that Germany is so excited about. When you lose someone like Birgit Prinz, who's a prolific goal scorer, you want someone to quickly fill in, and so far Marijan is that type of player.
Hope Solo's still injured. Barnhart is the goalie for the U.S. Here comes across the header! And it is sent out for another corner by Rapinoe. Wincing with a header looking far post. Rapinoe covering there. The U.S. having 2 players on the near post. Rapinoe this time sends it skyward and out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Germany. A lot of pressure from the Germans early. U.S. finally gets a hold of the ball. Going ahead with Shannon Box. And Box loses quickly as the Germans are quick to come back and defend. Oh, foul. And Rapinoe immediately comes and says sorry to Mayer.
This is a dangerous spot for Megan Rapinoe to kind of foul there. This is where the Germans are excellent in the air and long free kicks.
The U.S. bench, as you see in the upper left-hand corner.
There's a lot of subs in there, a lot of players with experience. You can see Becky Sauerbrun's on there, Ali Krieger, Kelly O'Hara, a lot of familiar names that you see in the back. And they've had the experience. They've been in the Olympics. They've been in the World Cup. And this is Tom Sermanni just kind of putting a stamp a little bit on the team, saying, hey, everyone's still vying for that spot. Everyone's going to get their opportunity. You just have to make the most of it.
Wide open on the right side. Meyer, she comes into the box and she sends a cross that is almost deflected. Good chance for Demibavi. Just a little bit late.
And this is where a little bit of inexperience and the natural tendency for Mewis to be in the midfield is, because she's a natural midfielder. She leaves way too much space for Germany to come in. And an excellent cross in and very dangerous. Good defending from the United States for marking in the box. Mewis almost got there because she is such a quick player. But you saw at the very beginning she was more in the middle of the field, and that's her tendency considering she's an attacking midfielder by trade.
Long ball into the box, nobody there, and easily handled by Barnhart, who plays for the new Women's Soccer League in the United States.
I know it's very exciting. The NWSL is the new league that's been started. Hopefully, third time for the United States is the charm. It's looking really good so far this year, and a lot of competition, a lot of familiar faces coming back in, and Kansas City is a new face on the scene for women's soccer, but they obviously have a great community with the MLS, so it's exciting for players to play in different cities and for players just to keep playing in the United States.
Nicole Barnhart, who will play for FC Kansas City. Now, there are great success stories already in Seattle and in Portland, where they just love soccer. Meanwhile, we see Tom Sermanni on the bench, and the amount of tickets that they've been selling over there has just been outstanding.
It's so exciting to listen to it all. You hear like Portland is selling over 10,000 per game, and it's awesome to hear how excited each different city is. And I'll actually be playing in the Boston City, and last year in the WPSL Elite, a different league, we sold out every game in Boston. So you know that there's a lot of support for women's soccer, and it just keeps growing, and I love it.
Here comes Germany down the right side. Bresnik. Meyer. Bresnik with a shot, and that just goes high. She got a little under it. If not, all of a sudden Nicole Barnhart might have had to make a tough save.
Yeah, it's very dangerous for Germany. They're really getting down that right side flank right now. Mewis is just trying to feel her way. You knew that she would be a little nervous in the first part of this game, and Bresnik missed a nice opportunity, couldn't get it low and on frame.
Ball back in the U.S. half of the field. Resenek on that right side now. And that's where Germany keeps on trying to find success, and they found it so far. Give and go with Meyer. Didn't fully understand the play. And back pass that was quite dangerous by Christy Rampone, and the U.S. was lucky to get a goal kick out of this. Meyer decided to pressure Barnhart and almost got away.
Yeah, a little miscommunication between Barnhart and Rampone in the back. Christie thought that Barnhart was going to come out, get the ball, and just like we saw with Alex Morgan scoring and the miscommunication from the German back line, it almost happened here with the United States.
There is Sylvia Need, who's been with the German national team for seems like forever. Now is number 1. The German defense clears. Lisa Wensing sends it out, and we have an injured player, and that's Abby Wambach. And she got clipped in the back of the head.
But this is the combination play that a lot of people don't really think about when you think of a combination play. But between Alex Morgan and Abby Wambach, they are so good with Abby just with the flick, and Alex can read it so well. And that's what's so dangerous, and that a lot of defenders aren't necessarily ready for it because they're not pinching in behind the Abby Wambach flick. And that's where Alex Morgan gets a lot of her goals, because she's so fast and so good at anticipating where the ball's going to land.
The shot, and a save by Anger. The U.S. with their first shot on goal. Now, Abby Wambach has 154 goals, 4 goals away from tying Mia Hamm, and yet you seem to think that she's going to enjoy that, not for a long time, the way Alex Morgan continues to score at a ridiculous pace.
Yeah, it's just amazing the ability that Alex Morgan has of finding just small spaces to get just a shot on goal, and a lot of times they're going in. Just one of those natural abilities that she has of scoring goals. But you have to think Abby it's just amazing how far she's come with 154 goals. I actually remember celebrating Mia's 158th when she surpassed it. So it's kind of crazy to think it's so quickly that Abby has an opportunity to break that record as well. It's just it bodes well for the United States that goal scorers keep coming on the scene.
The U.S. with the ball. Mia Hamm scored basically once every 130 minutes. Abby Wambach has been scoring at a clip of 1 goal per 100 minutes. And just to put in perspective what Alex Morgan is doing, she's scoring a goal once every 87.3 minutes. I mean, there are teams that would like to score goals in that clip. The U.S. getting a lot more of the ball in the last couple of minutes, going all the way back to Barnhart.
What's after that 10-minute mark where they will start to settle down? Everybody's gotten their nerves out a bit. The defense is starting to read each other a lot better, and they're finding the spaces. Germany, they've always liked to attack down the right flank. They're going to keep trying to do that, and now the U.S. understands that. She'll get out there and she'll contain that a lot better. And now the United States can start playing their game, start finding Abby's feet a little bit more, maybe even looking over the top to relieve some pressure. But what they really need to do right now is they need to find Shannon Box and Lauren Cheney's feet, get some play out of the midfield. They haven't touched the ball nearly enough so far this game.
Throwing for the U.S. Morgan, surrounded by 3 Germans, winds up losing the ball to Bartusiak. Engen forward, and now Lauren Cheney sends it up the wing on the right side. The cross is low and easily handled by Bartusiak, and the U.S. will get a throw-in out of it. Engen, and Germany gets it back, and they're starting to move the ball 1 touch, and that one was not a good touch. Oh, long ball looking for Morgan, almost got her through. Good defensive play there by Megan Rapinoe. And the throw in for the U.S. Mewis with a long throw. Rapinoe, oh, beautiful pass to Cheney. Cheney gets in the box, fires, and a save. Angerer, who plays close by at FFC Frankfurt. And she's a captain today.
It's a great ball in from Megan Rapinoe. I think she even toe-balled it into Cheney, but Cheney makes a great run in. She's so good as an attacking mid, finding that space where the forwards have just let out. Unfortunately for Lauren Cheney, she would definitely want that back a little bit, maybe aim a little more far post, and she made it a little too easy for Angerer to make the save.
Throw in for the U.S., 12 minutes gone by. Christy Mewis also plays for Kansas City. Mewis gets in there along with Shannon Box, and the clear by Winsing. Going long, looking for Mbabi. Resnick down the right side, and she's got Meyer running there. Meyer gets by Mewis. Mewis gets a foot in there. Ball loose in the box, and the U.S. looking to clear. Engen does with a left foot. All the way up near midfield. Nicely settled down by Morgan, and here comes Rapinoe. Rapinoe, long ball for Abby Wambach. If you didn't read it, but look at the long run by Heather O'Reilly. The ball goes out, and it is a goal kick for Germany. That'll be a free kick for Germany. Bartusiak also plays for Frankfurt. And a whistle for a foul or a handball.
Offside.
Offside. And it will be a U.S. free kick. Deep in their own zone, right side.
Nicely done from the United States defense. Everybody staying on the same page. You can see Rampone was keeping the defense up, and Crystal Dunn does a nice job of staying with the line. That's so big coming from a young player and a back line that hasn't played a lot together to know that they can trust each other like that.
9 caps between 3 of the 4 women on the back line. Offside against the U.S. as Lauren Cheney was caught ahead. And then Christy Rampone, 279. Number 2 all time, number 1. And there's that offside again by the U.S. holding a nice line though.
Yeah, it's great. And like I said, keeping it all together, that's key for this team, especially like we keep harping on is this youth. And it's so hard to play in this kind of environment. And when you can hear each other and trust each other like that, it bodes well for this defense.
Mewis intercepts, and then shanks one out of bounds. That'll be another throw-in. Back to Meyer, 1 touch into the box. They were looking for Resnick, and the U.S. is able to clear, and the U.S. will get a throw-in. Rapinoe down the left side, donning the short sleeves and gloves in 30-degree temperature.
She's brave, a lot braver than me. But what really needs to happen right now for both of these teams, I feel like the ball is just bouncing a lot, and I don't know if it's because the field is a little bit harder because of the snow and the freezing temperatures, but someone needs to find the ball on the ground. As soon as the United States have been putting the ball, finding their forwards' feet, playing it back into the midfield, that's when they're creating the chances, and it's the same for Germany. When they put the ball on the ground, play it out wide, that's when they're getting chances. But right now, it's just kind of been the ball bouncing everywhere, and no one can get a really good first touch on it.
The U.S. trying to play out of the back. Cheney to the right side, finding Crystal Dunn. Dunn going long. Morgan makes a run, but too far away, and Angerer, without any problems, handles it. Now the U.S. putting on a little high pressure. Oh, nice play. Getting away is Bresnick. And then double teamed and taken away by Mewis. Mewis is getting a workout so far in the first 17 minutes.
She really is. It's what Germany likes to do. They love to find their outside mids, especially on the right side, in the flank, get those crosses underway just because they have such good heading presence in the box. So they're going with the game plan that they know so well, and unfortunately for Mewis, they keep finding her side.
They've targeted her. Mewis had control there, and the U.S. trying to play the ball out. Rampone going ahead for Offenbach, and nicely cut off by Wensing, who plays for Wolfsburg. Throw in for the U.S. here in the 18th minute. Mewis did not understand the play. Wires got crossed and Germany is able to clear. And they'll get a throw in. Whitney Engen, who plays for FC Liverpool. And another throw in for Germany. For Meyer.
Yeah, I actually talked to Heather O'Reilly before the game about the different players that are playing overseas. You have Whitney Engen with FC Liverpool. You have Rapinoe in France. You have Tobin in France. You have a couple of players like Yael Averbuch and Kristen Press and Megan Klingenberg in Sweden. And I asked what the difference is, because for the United States, most of the time they're accustomed to coming from American teams. And she said it's been a bit different because the players that have been playing overseas had to come in a little later because their clubs wouldn't release them. And so they've only had like 3 days of practice with everyone all together. So a bit different feeling in the training camp for the United States. Fortunately, they just got done with Portugal, so they had that to build on. But a little bit of difference since there's a couple more players playing overseas.
And also the NWSL is right now in preseason. Here comes Morgan down the left side. Morgan in the box, fires just high. She is just so dangerous.
And she's so dangerous with both feet. That was with her left foot. And you can see just a little slither of space, and she's going to try for the shot. And it's actually pretty close, and it's not an easy angle to get from. She was even looking high and near post, and Anger was covering a lot of that space, but had it been a little bit lower, it would have been very difficult for her to stop that from going in. And I just love the fact that she's not afraid to take shots, because if you don't shoot, you don't score. So that's why she's scoring every 87 minutes.
Like the fans in the back, one with a flag and a beer in the other hand. No problem with the beer staying cold today. And a faint chant of USA. In the background, there is some support for the U.S. here with so many military families nearby. Germany with a bad pass by Da Mbabi for Bresenic. Germany now in their own half. Bartusiak finding Meyer, and she goes back to Wensing, who just sends it forward. I don't know if she was aiming at anybody or not, but the U.S. has the ball. And it will be a throw-in for Germany. A little bit sloppy play right now, and a nice play by Sylvia Need to stop the ball.
It's always a good sign when you're getting a round of applause from your fans if you're the coach.
Speaking of needs, she's won 7 national championships as a player and Ballon d'Or for the 2010 for being the best coach. Ball into the box. No problem for Rampone.
And Sylvia Need has been a part of this German team for 17 years now, and head coach since 2005, but a long time as a stint with assistant coach and now the head coach, and she's really helping to transform this German team. They've come from, always being contenders to really being a favorite, and you have to give her a lot of credit.
And this is a team that from the Algarve Cup to today, only 2 changes in their lineup. Only a defender and a third goalkeeper. So it's pretty much the same team that the U.S. saw in Portugal in the final, as far as the roster is concerned.
One of their players who didn't play, Kim Kulig, in the middle, number 8 for Germany. She didn't play in the final, and she is a big-time player for this Germany team. She is so good at the defensive midfielder style role, but she can still play great through balls and has a great touch on the ball and really helps them offensively. And you saw that it was hard for them to generate much in Portugal against the United States, and so far already today they've generated a lot more just because Kulig's back in the lineup.
Box was able to clear it out to Morgan. Morgan wound up losing the ball, and here comes Jennifer Morazan. The ball in the box for Kim Kulig, and ripped away by Engen. Trying to hold up the ball is Wambach, and she gets hit again. She suffers a lot of fouls.
Yeah, she definitely puts her body in the way of a lot of players. She knows how to utilize every part of her body, and you can tell that she definitely got clipped a little bit, but she's so good. It's so hard to get around her to get the ball, and it's very frustrating for defenders. So a lot of times they're just going to foul Abby instead of, you know, allowing her to get the turn, and that's why she's on the ground so often.
U.S. with a free kick, and Rampone goes to the left side. Comes across, and it was blocked. Rapinoe. She was looking for the handball. Ball back in the box and headed down for Angerer. Angerer has been with the national team since, I believe, for the 1996. She's been around for a long, long time.
And she's up there with the greats of goalkeeping right now in the world, alongside players like Hope Solo for the United States, where you just compare the two of them and how good they are at being a leader in the back, but at the same time just their shot blocking, how good they are at that, and their ability at crosses. That's one of the hardest part in the women's game, in my opinion, for a goalkeeper. It's the courage to come out, and both of those players are so good at getting the ball and giving your defense confidence, knowing that you can depend on your goalkeeper to win that for you.
Offside against Germany for Angerer. This is cap number 115 for her. She's 34 years old, and she started as a backup for Silke Rottenberg. Morazan, who we haven't seen much of today, and at some point we will, I'm sure, was caught offside there.
That's the funny thing about German strikers, is they're the kind of players that you don't call their name for a very long time, then they just sneak in with an excellent timed run, and they get a little clip and they score a goal. And that's the kind of players that Germany has. The big difference was Birgit Prinz. You would call her name a lot for Germany. She was all over the field, but Marijan, they want her staying at that point, really connecting well with Mbabi up front, and figuring out ways to keep her high and keep the defense honest and not able to push up too much.
There's Diane Bobby. Saw her on the field for a second.
And that's actually a great German player, Steffi Jones. One of the best for Germany.
The cross. The U.S. trying to clear a shot, and it goes high. Kim Kulig with the opportunity and sent the left footer over the ball. We are still tied, 0-0. And Hope Solo, as you see there in the sign, hasn't been with the team for a while. She got injured. By when do you think she's going to be back?
Well, I heard it was a few months, so I guess it's been maybe a month or so since she had the surgery. So I know that the Seattle team in the WSL is hoping sooner rather than later. But that's Kim Kulig in the box, and I love that she's there, and she's such a dangerous player because she does have that defensive mind, and very similar in style to Shannon Box for the United States, number 7. She's still going to make those run forward, and she's so dangerous because a lot of times the midfielders don't necessarily track all the way through. And when those midfielders, especially the defensive one, makes that long run, it is so hard to see it, and you don't really see it until the last minute when they get that shot off. And fortunately for the United States, she missed it.
Another corner kick for Germany, as the U.S. are having now their hands full with Dime Bobby. Marizan with her right foot. Goes to the penalty spot, headed away by the U.S. And Germany settles and will rebuild. Kessler went back. But the U.S. takes it away. Heather O'Reilly. Settle down. There's Box. And the U.S. trying to build up from the back. Are there any differences in the style the U.S. is playing under Sermani as opposed to what Pia Sundhage was doing?
Not so far as I can see right now. A lot that Pia Sundhage really loved was to have the midfielders interchanging positions. And you're seeing that a lot. You see Shannon Box and Lauren Cheney changing a lot. You even see Lauren Cheney and Megan Rapinoe and Heather O'Reilly are just interchanging. And they've kind of kept that style, which I think is very sophisticated for the United States. I think the biggest thing right now is they need to keep the outside defenders, Christy Mewis and Crystal Dunn, they need to keep going forward. And I know that Tom Sermani wants that as well. You're just not really seeing that right now. That right now is lacking for the United States. And I don't think that he's trying to change that either. It's definitely something in the women's game that most teams are trying to get better at. I just haven't seen it yet today.
Throwing for the U.S. Ball in the air. Blocked. And the U.S. will get the throw in. Mewis again. Bresenik was there to block it. And the field, when Germany has the ball, seems to be tilted down to the right side. Very few attempts trying to go at Crystal Dunn so far. And the U.S. has a throw in here in the approaching the 30th minute in a scoreless game. Or should I say 0-0, which 0-0 is a score of some sort. Again, it will be a throw in for Germany. Meyer. Looking for Dresenek. Rampone with the clearance and hits off Rapinoe, and it will be a throw in again for Germany. Advancing the ball slowly but surely down the right side. Meyer. Nice back heel from Meyer. Here comes the cross, and no problem for Barnard. That is a beautiful back heel to open her up. And Bobby with that back heel. Cross needed to be a little bit better.
Yeah, great timing from Meyer. Meyer definitely needs to be a little bit better. Pull it back. Way too easy for Barnhart to save.
Diane Bobby gets it back. Now holds up. Finds Dresenek. And Dresenek spreads it around. Bartusiak. Long ball. Nobody there. Easily for Barnhart. Wambach. And it'll be a throw-in for the U.S. Don't forget, next Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern time from The Hague, the U.S. is going to be playing the Netherlands. That will be also on ESPN3 and watch ESPN. And if you can't catch the game live, you'll be able to catch it at any time on any of your devices. Computer, tablet, phone, as long as you have Watch ESPN. If you don't have Watch ESPN, I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's free.
I don't either. I'm always watching sports whenever I'm waiting in a doctor's office or something. It's very entertaining.
There you go. U.S. with a little bit of a problem in the back line, and then there was a foul by Diane Bobby.
Well, that's the second miscommunication coming from the back line, and Nicole Barnhart, you can see, is just a little timid coming out, and right there, it's probably the right decision for her not to come out, but she needs to be talking to Whitney Ingen, telling her what she should do, whether she should clear it. There's a woman coming on. She needs to be much better at communicating that's where a little bit of the inexperience, even though Barnhart is an experienced goalkeeper, she doesn't have as many starts because she plays behind Hope Solo. She needs to really instate that leadership and help the back line.
Morgan gets the ball on the left side. Gets around. Here comes a cross. The shot. Oh! Almost. Lauren Cheney one-timer, and the ball wound up hitting Nadine Angerer.
Great job from Alex Morgan, just beating her player. A little bit of a step in from Winsig there. Lauren Cheney's in the right spot. The ball goes a little bit behind. That's why it was a difficult angle for Cheney. She gets the best that she can on it, but right into Angerer and makes the save very easy.
And for all the dominating Germany has done throughout this game, that was the best opportunity for either team.
Because it's a little bit of a slower buildup. There's just been a lot of the longer ball, trying to find Abby in the air, understandably so, because that flick is so good with Abby and Alex Morgan up top. But they need to find the midfielders' feet. Heather O'Reilly and Megan Rapinoe haven't touched the ball enough. The only time Lauren Cheney is really touching the ball is when she's shooting it. They are the skilled player. They can find the through ball to Alex Morgan, and they can find Abby Wambach on the cross. They need to get them the ball as much as possible.
Christy Rampone with a pass that was intercepted by Germany. 34th minute, and we're still 0-0. But a very entertaining 0-0.
It's always entertaining when you have two of the best teams in the world going at it, and when it's United States and Germany, you know you're going to get quite the show, and obviously the physicality of the game. But both these teams are so well skilled, and they're so disciplined on the defense, so it's going to be a fun, most likely it's going to be a really awesome goal that gets that winner.
The #1 and #2 teams in the world facing off right now. The ball back to Barnhart. And the atmosphere in the stadium is electric too. What we were talking about before, with Abby, 99 wins when Abby Wambach scores a goal, and she scores every 100 minutes of play. Here comes the cross. Rapinoe, the shot. Oh, it's saved by Angerer, but we have an offside. That was close.
Much better job, though, from Crystal Dunn getting up the field. She was able to get that cross off, which allows Heather O'Reilly into the box. Unfortunately, she was offside on that call, and the post saved the German defense a little bit along with offside. But Megan Rapinoe was able to get on the far post, head it back to, or kick it back to where it came from.
Ooh, I don't know if that's offside.
I don't know if she's offside.
And it did hit the post. That is not offside. That seemed, at least from this angle, that she was in line. And the linesman will call offside if they see an arm or a shoulder or just a lean that puts her in a favorable position, but it didn't seem to be the case there.
Yeah, that's a close call, and looks to me like it was the wrong call, and that could have been a goal possibly for the United States, because Alex Morgan was getting ready to control that ball in the box.
Supposedly, if you have a doubt, you give the benefit of the doubt to the offense, and that was not the case there. Unless, of course, she had no doubt. The United States is on an unbeaten streak of 29 games so far, and averaging 3 goals a game so far this year. Their biggest result, beating China by a score of 5-0. And what has happened to the Chinese soccer? Because there used to be a world power, and now they're getting blown out left and right, especially when they play the U.S.
Yeah, you know, it's so surprising to me. When I hear about a defeat like that against China, 5-0, I just shake my head, and I don't understand how they can go from the '99 World Cup and being such a amazing, well-skilled team to someone that loses 5-0. It's very surprising. I think a lot of it has to do with the development of the youth in China. They really haven't put forth a lot of effort, especially since the 2007 World Cup when they hosted it there. They haven't put in a lot of effort since to really make China a world power again.
Behringer They call the foul against her, one of 7 players from Frankfurt on this German national team.
I don't know if I would have called that if I were the referee.
I'm looking at it, I'm saying, okay, what did she do aside from shield the ball? The U.S. with the ball. Cheney spreads it wide for Offenbach. Couldn't get to the ball. And it'll be a goal kick. There is a German bench. Blankets and all.
I was just about to say, it looks really cold there. And I am so surprised that there's so many U.S. players that don't have sleeves. And more power to him on that. I'm the kind of player that I like to be as warm as possible.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. The NFL mentality. Let's try to intimidate them that the cold weather isn't affecting us. Barnhart coming all the way out to clear that ball.
A much better job from her. That's what you want from Barnhart. Coming out like that. It gives the defense, knowing that their goalkeeper is going to come out, they can push up higher, knowing that their goalkeeper will take away that space.
All the way back to Barnhart again. And the U.S. in midfield, Rapinoe. And she's fouled. Nadine Kessler plays for Wolfsburg, committing the foul there. We were looking at Sylvia Need before. She was a great player as well. 48 goals in 111 appearances for the national team. And the U.S. with a free kick from midfield, going into the box, looking for Offenbach. Ball is loose, and Angerer takes it, and Cheney apologizes for the contact afterwards.
I do not understand how Abby Offenbach, one of the greatest headers in the game right now, was that wide open. But she was able to get a touch, and Lauren Cheney definitely got a piece of Angerer, and you can see that she was trying to apologize there because Angerer got up pretty angry.
Yes, very quick. And also Cheney, I'm sure, didn't want to get a yellow card there. Bressener tries to cross it low, and the U.S. defense was able to solve it properly. And coming out on the right side with Crystal Dunn, finding Morgan, who's come all the way back to midfield. Offenbach, Rapinoe. Oh, beautiful move. Open on the right side. The U.S. with almost a dangerous situation, but Lauren Cheney couldn't get to that ball.
But a much better job in the midfield of getting players like Megan Rapinoe. You saw how good she is on the ball. Get her the ball at her feet. She can make a lot of dangerous things happen. It's a great ball into Lauren Cheney. Lauren Cheney just looked a little tired to make the run in, and that's why she didn't get to it in time. But that was much better play from the United States in the middle, finding the feet, getting the short little crisp passes, and then you find that through ball.
Rapinoe reminded me of a point guard in the NBA, the way she was able to spin on a dime. Throw in for Germany. Meyer with the throw in. And the U.S. clears it back to midfield. Looking and finding Abby Offenbach, who again gets fouled. And again, the person committing the foul is Lisa Wensing. O'Reilly down the left side. The cross, and the U.S. is going to get a corner kick. Peter came by to send that ball out of bounds. 42nd minute. Morgan lining up in front of Angerer. Rapinoe to take the kick. Ball in the box, and it was headed by Engen, but she didn't get all of it. Cheney trying to filter the ball through, and it's intercepted and cleared away by Wensing. Dunn tracks it down and goes all the way back to Barnhart. After an impressive start by Germany, things have leveled up considerably.
Yeah, the United States has gotten a little bit better of the chances in these last few minutes. They just need to be able to score when they get their looks.
Dunn went long looking for Morgan. And the U.S. intercepts. Nicely done by Cheney. Ball looking for O'Reilly. Rapinoe down the left side. She's double covered and loses the ball. Germany knows Rapinoe very well and how dangerous she can be. Crowd bundled up, but enjoying the game so far. This is about the quietest it's been.
Well, they're getting a sense that the United States has really taken over the game. Germany hasn't had much of the possession in these last 15 to 20 minutes, and they're just kind of searching, trying to build some kind of attack, but that last and final ball for them has really gotten away. They haven't created anything dangerous like they did in the very beginning of the game. They need to figure out getting back to the flank play that they're so good at and finding that cross in to a lot of their really good headers.
Peters stays up as she had overlapped on the left side, and now a foul against Germany. A very quiet first half for Jennifer Morrison, also playing for Frankfurt. The U.S. with a free kick. A little over a minute to go here in this first half. Ball looking for Morgan, no problem for Angler, who spreads it out to the right side. Germany looking to play out of the back. Behringer on the right side. And the U.S. recovers again. Rapinoe. Tracked down from behind and loses the ball. Well done by Kulik. Rapinoe tracking back. Kulik winds up hitting Dime Bobby. And there's Dime Bobby. And the ball goes out, and it's another throw-in for the U.S. The U.S., who after a shaky early start has settled in nicely.
Settled in very nicely. She's not finding herself in the middle of the field too much, so she's able to get to the outside flank a lot quicker, and that's why Germany hasn't found as much space, because her positioning is just better. She's an attacking midfielder by trade, so of course she wants to go in the middle a little bit. Christy Rampone is telling her to stay wide, and that's why she's doing a much better job of preventing Germany from getting down the flank.
Nice 1-2, ball in the box, and cleared away by Christy Rampone. And that is it. 45 minutes in the book. An entertaining match for sure. And the U.S. and Germany will go to halftime 0-0. What are your impressions of the first half, Kat?
A job well done at the end of the game by the United States. They really started to find their rhythm. They got Megan Rapinoe the ball a lot more, Lauren Cheney the ball a lot more. Now they need to kind of utilize the space behind the defense, keep Germany honest, and then that'll create a little bit more space for their midfielders to kind of make a run at them. And for Germany, they played so well at the beginning. Like I keep harping on, they need to find that flank play. That's where their strengths are.
We're at halftime. The U.S. and Germany, an entertaining 0-0 draw so far. Welcome back to Germany, where the U.S. and Germany are tied 0-0 at halftime. Roberto Abramowitz, Cat Whitehill with you, and an exciting first half despite the lack of goals. And the crowd might be cold, but they have definitely been entertained so far.
They've definitely been entertained. These are two of the best teams in the world, and they're putting on a show whether or not there's a score on the board. And right there, that's Megan Rapinoe at her best, and Lauren Cheney finding the space in behind the defense. Unfortunately, would have rather that gone near far post rather than near post, and Anger makes an easy save. But Cheney doing a great job with the runs in the back, and Alex Morgan finding that little spot of room just to make a shot, and she does an excellent job at just looking up and finding goalkeepers kind of inching one way, and Anger might have not been able to cover that. And I just love that she shoots the ball so much. And then Germany with their opportunities here, and a nice job of defending for the United States with marking in the box. But then there's Kulig, who is so good at coming from the defensive midfielder role, getting a shot off, but just way too high. And here's Alex Morgan beating a defender yet again and finding Lauren Cheney. Lauren Cheney is doing an excellent job of finding the spaces. She's just not getting the shot off that she wants. The ball was a little bit behind her in that situation, but Lauren Cheney has been the most dangerous player when it comes to goal-scoring opportunities.
And the U.S. had another chance denied by an offside, a shot that hit off the post, but the way we saw the replay, it looked like that Heather O'Reilly, who took that shot, was onside, but the lineswoman saw it differently. It's never too cold in Germany to have a beer. And we will be back with more. U.S. and Germany, 0-0 so far. Welcome back to Sparta Bank Hessen Stadium in Offenbach. 0-0 at halftime between the U.S. and Germany. And this year, the U.S. is celebrating its centennial. And today, April 5th, is actually the birthday. So happy birthday for U.S. soccer. So it was this year at the Astor House Hotel that the U.S. signed its charter. And so today the U.S. is celebrating not only with this game between the U.S. women and the German women, but also they're having a big get-together in New York City, one of the official bars in New York, which is Nevada Smith's at Webster Hall, downtown in New York. And we say hello to everybody that is there, and there's a big contingent. Jürgen Klinsmann is there, Sunil Gulati is there, other dignitaries, and of course, best of all, tons of fans. Meanwhile, they've enjoyed this year a great run by the U.S. women, who are unbeaten so far.
And it's no surprise that they're unbeaten with the fact that their first couple of games, Scotland, you knew that they would win that one, and Iceland, and the surprise with China. And then comes Sweden and Germany, two of the powerhouses in the world, and they still show that the United States, even though this is considered an off year for the United States, and for Sweden and Germany, they are preparing for Euros. The United States is never going to just stand around and let them win. They're going to go out, they're going to try and get results, whether it's a tie, whether it's a win. And this is just another good sign. You see so many different players up there. Ali Krieger getting one of her first goals. Whitney Ingen, her first goal as well. Just lots and lots of experience for the United States and just developing the youth.
And how about Kristen Press, who has done so well so far? She's got 4 goals in 6 games for the U.S., and we haven't even seen her today.
Well, the exciting thing right now for the forwards is there's so much depth up there. When you put in a player like Sydney Leroux and Kristen Press, both with the ability to score, speed, they are so good in the box. They have an incredible heading presence. I remember playing against Kristen Press in the WPS, and she would be so cheeky in the box. She was very hard to defend, and you love that sophistication with players coming off the bench like that.
Well, speaking of great forwards, none better right now than Abby Wambach.
There really isn't. You have to congratulate her on getting the World Player of the Year. Very well deserved. It's unbelievable that she's only 33 years old, and she's only 4 behind Mia Hamm in the goal scoring. And one of her best qualities, and she's the best in the world at it, is her heading ability. And she outscores so many other players just with her head alone. So she's an impressive player and very intimidating to play against.
And she takes a beating as well. Don't forget, this Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN3, the U.S. finishes its 2-game tour of Europe against the Netherlands, who is a rising power. We'll be here. Kat Whitehill, myself, Robert Roberts will be here with all the action 1 p.m. on Tuesday here on ESPN3, and watch ESPN. Second half underway when we come back. Second half underway between the U.S. and Germany. And let's hope that it is just as entertaining as the first half, and maybe we'll get a couple of goals. Germany going from right to left, the U.S. in blue. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the U.S. Christy Mewis will take care of it. Roberto Abramovich and Kat Whitehill with you. Thank you so much for being with us, and we'll be here next Tuesday as well as the U.S. plays against the Netherlands. Do you expect anything different for the second half?
Well, I'm expecting Tom Tremaine to tell the team to settle down a bit, because in the last part of that first half, the team did settle down. They had the ball on the ground for most of the end of this first half, and they were playing their midfielders' feet. That's going to be key in the second half for the United States to be successful and to get some goals. They need Alex Morgan and Abby Wambach taking some opportunities along with Lauren Cheney, still finding that space in between. And for Germany, I think the biggest difference is they need to go back to what was working in the very beginning, the flank play. They're so good with crossing and finishing, but they also need to find their midfielders. Tim Kulig's name was not called nearly enough for Germany's liking.
Here comes the cross, a header! Goal! Abby Wambach! 155 for her. 3 away from Mia Hamm, and the U.S. is up 1-0.
Great job from the United States playing it quickly. Megan Rapinoe, of course, beautiful. And then a perfectly placed ball. How is Abby Wambach so wide open? I do not understand it. There needs to be 2 bodies on her with how good she is with the head. And of course, when she gets that opportunity like that, she is going to finish that. That is just too easy for her, because that is exactly where she wants the ball every time. And you can tell Anger is a little bit upset with her defenders as they were not marking in the box the way they should have.
She had no chance. Wambach will rarely miss from that close and that wide open.
In a game like this, I don't think I've ever seen her miss that wide open. That's how good she is with her head. And she's just so calm. She has a clear head when she sees that ball coming, and she knows exactly where to place it.
So the U.S. now ahead 1-0. And they've had a lot of success in Germany, and the way things are looking now, it might continue.
And I just love what Megan Rapinoe can do for you on the side. When you get her the ball at her feet, she is so dangerous. I mean, she just nutmegged the German defender and made her look like she was a cone out there. She's just so good at that, and that's what I'm talking about, getting her the ball as much as possible. She's so dangerous, and she's very, very sophisticated. Every time I see her play, she adds one more move to her repertoire, and it's fun to watch.
She's just so difficult to stop. O'Reilly with the throw-in. The U.S. putting the pressure on. Back to O'Reilly. The cross headed away. Dunn looking for it. Ball goes out of bounds, and it should be for Germany. It will be a throw-in. Germany has made one lineup change. We see that Verena Feist is in the game, number 15. We will try to confirm who she came in for. Germany attacking down the right side, foul. And they will get a dangerous free kick. Nadine Kessler was fouled, and a yellow card for Shannon Box, who plays for the Chicago Red Stars. So Berenger has left the field. Melanie Berenger from Frankfurt. And Faust is in.
This is a good sub for Germany. I think they weren't getting enough on the left side, and that's where Behringer was playing. Now they've got Feist in there. She gives a little bit more speed. She has a little more skill, and she can connect a little bit better with Marijan and Dimambabi in the midfield, and that's what they need. They haven't really connected well with their forwards.
Marijan will take the free kick. 51st minute, the U.S. is up 1-0. She goes low, and now she goes high, and punched away for a corner kick. Dimambabi came in close there.
And this is almost an even more dangerous ball, the second ball in, because a lot of times you lose your mark. So a job well done from Nicole Barnhart to just punch it out of there, because it looked like Ingen had fallen down a bit and there was going to be a free header, but Barnhart comes up with the big save.
Marijan will take it from the other side. Ball into the box and headed away. Or was it able, or did Barnhart punch that one away? Either way, it's another corner kick for Germany. That in-swinger was dangerous. Marijan again. Into the 6. No. Oh, I was going to say no problem for Barnhart. She drops it, but then falls right on top of it. Nervous moments for the U.S. there, as Germany is putting the pressure on.
Germany's up there with the United States being so good in the air, and corner kicks are dangerous for them. But a nice job from the United States of staying marked up throughout the whole process, and Barnhart coming in and grabbing the save, and that helps defensively. You know that your goalkeeper will make it.
Feist has had a lot of the ball since she came in, and she gets a throw in. Morazan couldn't control the ball. And easily for Barnhart. Rapinoe double team and loses the ball. Kessler. And Rapinoe fighting hard for it. Kessler again. Sorry, that was Meyer. Now Kessler. To the right side for Bressenek. Bressenek on the ground. Easily resolved by the U.S. Long ball looking for Morgan. Morgan one-on-one with Wensing. And Wensing just decides to blast it out of bounds. Can't be an easy day for her trying to control Wambach and Morgan.
Definitely not easy, and when you're one-on-one with Alex Morgan, it was a nice job from Lauren Cheney to look up and see that it was an opportunity for Alex Morgan to go at 1v1, because most of the time Alex Morgan will come away victorious. The ball was a little bit too high. That's why Wensing was able to win it. But the United States, they can play in the midfield, but they also have the Alex Morgan factor.
Ball in the box. Rapinoe goes high. Abby Wambach on the right side, causing all sorts of trouble, and the U.S. will get a corner kick out of this.
What's a bit surprising to me right now with the German defense, they just don't seem all together. There's too much space. They're not marking in the box. They're leaving Abby Wambach wide open, but they also left Lauren Cheney wide open. They need to have Anger, the goalkeeper for Germany, really collect their team, bring them in a little bit tighter space, and get together, because they don't need to allow another goal in this opportunity.
Ball goes long. The shot by O'Reilly deflected by the defense. Cheney. Rapinoe. Easily for Anger. I have no idea what she was looking to do there. She was trying to shoot and she shanked it, or she was trying to pass and just not good, but the U.S. has it back. Stolen by Morgan. Germany not, well, it doesn't control. Throw it for the U.S. All of a sudden, all sorts of pressure. Crystal Dunn. finding Shannon Box. Rapinoe shot! Oh, what a goal! From the left side, a bullet going far post, and the U.S. is up 2-0.
I mean, it's just been the Abby Wambach to Megan Rapinoe, from Megan Rapinoe to Abby Wambach connection today. And what a great idea from Abby, just to chest it right down, and unbelievable shot from Rapinoe. One times at half volley, far corner. I mean, that is just absolutely fantastic. So difficult for Ingrid to even try and get a mid on that. But that is just so impressive. Rapinoe is playing so well, and I don't know if it's just her being able to play year-round since she went to France, and she hasn't really stopped playing since the Olympics and the fan celebration tour. She is just playing at a high level, and it's just impressive to watch.
Well, she has been a handful today, and that is a stunning goal. The U.S. now in control, 2-0, and same score that they had in the final of the Algarve Cup, where Alex Morgan had scored twice. Speaking of Morgan, uses her head trying to get around Martusiak, and she's got to send the ball away for a throw-in for the U.S., and we're going to have a substitution coming into the match. Is Bianca Schmidt from Frankfurt, and she's going to replace her teammate Babbitt Peter. And this will be in the 57th minute. Ball into the box, and Anger.
This is an interesting sub for me when it comes to Germany subbing in an outside back for an outside back. You would think that being down 2-0, this would be a good opportunity to really work on what it would be like if they were down in another match. And instead, they're treating it as if it is an international friendly and they just want to get experience. If I were Sylvia Knight, I would have put in maybe 4-3-3 and put the pressure on the United States to act as if they need to get some goals back there in a crunch time. But she's looking at it more on the experience factor, and obviously she is a great coach, and she might know better than me.
Well, she has a tournament coming up, so I guess she's got an important one at that with the European Championships, so she wants to make sure she knows who's going to be her starting 11 once that begins, which is really the important matches. As much as, of course, they'd love to beat the U.S. Rapinoe with a low cross, backheeled in by Morgan. Second cross in, and it will be another corner kick for the United States. It has been all U.S. in this second half. U.S. plays it short. Rapinoe with a shot. It was a cross. Oh, the header just went wide. It was a bullet cross. And Whitney Engen, who plays at Liverpool, got her head on that one and just sent it wide of the post.
Yeah, she almost got herself a goal there. But yet again, it's Germany without not marking in the box. And you can see Anger is getting really upset because these are just free headers that the United States is getting. Abby scoring on a very easy header. A couple of other opportunities for the United States to get their foot on it and flick it like Alex Morgan did on the last corner kick. It's just too easy for the United States, and this German defense is not playing very well today, and they're allowing the U.S. to do whatever they want.
So Linda Bresenick, who's effective early, comes out. Anja Mittag, who plays for Malmo in Sweden, comes in here in the 60th minute. That is a third substitution for Germany so far. The U.S. still has her starting 11 on the field.
Mittag is much more of that forward style, so she's going to be much more on the attacking side rather than Bresenick, who has more of a midfielder mentality. Mittag is going to get on that back line of the U.S. She's going to try and get down the flank and create some opportunity for this German team that really hasn't had an opportunity this whole second half.
Well, it seems like the German midfield is getting overrun by the U.S. midfield, as they just have not been able to hold any possession here in the second half. Whatever Tom Sermani said at halftime seemed to have struck a chord, because the U.S. playing with a little bit more determination and grit and holding that ball and being dangerous.
Well, I also think the United States settled down finally. They were so excited about this match, knowing they're playing in Germany against an incredible crowd that the Germans always bring. And now they're settling down. They're playing their style of soccer, and it's just been pretty. And they have completely dominated the second half, playing the ball on the ground, but also mixing it up with some over the top. And that's why it's been a lot better for the United States, and Germany just can't figure it out.
Rapinoe in midfield. Touch got away from her, and Germany recovers. Bianca Schmidt was on the ball first. And now they go long to the left side. Feist working on Dunn, who's double teamed, and Dunn takes it away. U.S. backline playing much, much better. As you say, settle down. And it's a very, very young backline, except for Rampone, who's 279 caps and counting. Number 1 active, number 2 all-time, Christine Lilly. I don't know how she did this. 352.
And I've seen her. She's come out to practices for the Boston Breakers last summer, and she could still play. She's just one of those amazing athletes that could still play out there, even after over 350 caps. And Christine Lilly was just one of those impressive players, and Christy Rampone not too far behind, and with 2 kids, which is even more impressive.
And you'll be playing for the Breakers next year, or this year?
Yes, I will be. I've been in preseason mode, so my body's tired, but it's been fun.
There you go. And 137 caps for you, which is extremely impressive as well.
Yeah, it was fun. I love the fact that it's the 100th birthday for U.S. soccer, and that I was a part of that. And it's such a prestigious organization, and I love how much effort they put into the men and the women, and that's why the United States women have been so dominant for so many years. And you just always know that the United States will be in that top 3 in the world, and you have to appreciate U.S. soccer's effort all the time.
Germany with an opportunity down the right side. Here comes a cross, and Dunn gets in there and sends it off for a throw-in. Dunn has been impressive down that right side, coming into the middle here now.
Crystal Dunn's a great player. I watched a lot of her in college this year, calling a couple of their games, but also she went to the University of North Carolina, so I watched that a lot.
An opportunity for Germany. Dunn with the clear, and the score! Goal for Germany! Kim Kulig got the rebound and was able to bury it as Nicole Barnhart was out of her goal.
Unfortunately, I think we kind of jinxed Crystal Dunn on that one, as it was a missed clearance. She does a nice job of being in the box, being where she's supposed to be. But here's it, just gets in behind the United States back line, and this is a clear that was mistimed, and it goes right to Kim Kulig, which makes it very easy. But that's that right side flank that the Germans have been so good at attacking down the side this game, and this is the first time they've been down there, and they get that opportunity, and a little bit of a misclear from Crystal Dunn. You can see that the ball is just, it's difficult in that dirt, people sliding everywhere, and it goes right to Kim Kulig's foot, and definitely onside, very well timed, just very difficult to defend at that point.
And for Kulig, who plays for FFC Frankfurt, her 7th international goal in her 33rd appearance with the German national team, and it's a 2-1 game. They say that a 2-0 score is the most dangerous score in soccer, and now Germany gets a goal back, and let's see how momentum swings here. A long time to go, 35 minutes, or 25 minutes, I should say, plus added time, and we are 2-1. Long ball for Faust on the left side. Dunn tries to cut it off. Here comes a low cross. And it was too far ahead for Dime Bobby. Ever since Marina Faust came into the ball game, it has been a different game for Germany. She's been on the ball a lot and effective with it.
Well, all their subs have really made an impact. I was questioning why Bianca Schmidt even came in the game, and she basically got the assist for Germany getting up and down the flank. So their bench, their depth is obviously very good, and you can tell why. They're one of the best in the world, #2 ranking, and won 2 of the last 3 World Cups. So obviously they know how to win games, and they know how to come back when they're down 2-0.
And they celebrated their anniversary 7 years ago, their 100th, their centennial. The U.S. with a free kick. Rapinoe on the ball. One-man wall. Here comes a service into the middle of the shot. Goal! Lauren Cheney with the header, and the U.S. reestablishes a 2-goal lead. Wait, this may not count. It does not count. Question is, why? All right. Question is, why?
I'm guessing that they called them offside even though they had no part of the play. And that's why Abby's yelling at him. Lauren Cheney was one that headed the ball into the goal. She was onside. Both the players that were offside, Abby being one of them, weren't even a part of the play. They didn't even block Anger's play, so I'm very confused myself.
Shannon Box was the other player down the right side who definitely was ahead, but she wasn't involved in the play. And the rule is very clear. She has to be involved in the play or interfering and she was so far away from where the ball was, there's no way that that could have been the case. So it is still a 2-1 game. '67th minute. It has been close. It has been entertaining. Dunn will get to this ball. Fast on her. And Dunn wins the battle.
We were talking about Dunn before the missed clearance, and she's one of those great players coming from the U20 system that U.S. Soccer has developed. She's also a midfielder by trade, but with U.S. Soccer, with the U20, she played on the outside back. She's really learned a lot from that role, and she can get up and down the flank. Great speed, very skilled. She can get out of a lot of difficult spots just by her ball control, and an impressive player and an exciting young player to watch for the United States.
Morgan lets the ball go. They're finding O'Reilly down the right side. Heather O'Reilly gets in the box. She's got 2 players behind. Rapinoe! Oh, Rapinoe just wide. She flashed in there. They found her, but she just sent it wide. She has been a pain for the German back line.
She really has. She's come on so well. Both her and Heather O'Reilly are just getting the ball so much more, and that's causing havoc for the German defense. And I love that Rapinoe comes all the way from the left midfielder side to get in on the box. Great effort, difficult angle with the ball coming in behind, but still putting the pressure on the back line of Germany.
And now the Germans on the counterattack. Feist gets in the box, takes a shot. Oh, very weak. Easily handled by Barnhart. She mishit that. She'd want that one back.
She's very mad at herself for that, because she did a nice job of cutting in. That's exactly what she wanted to do, but the shot just wasn't good enough.
Rapinoe tried to step on the ball, went under her foot. Throw in for Germany. End-to-end action. Just like we like it. Barnhart settles and sends it to Christy Mewis. Mewis going long, trying to find Wambach. Controlled easily by Germany. And now the U.S. pressuring high. And stealing the ball, O'Reilly. And gets a throw-in out of this. The high pressure seems to bother the German back line.
It really does. They don't know what to do when they see a U.S. player coming right at them, and they just tend to play the ball out of bounds rather than playing it to another player. And the United States, they just don't seem to be tiring at all. And even without any substitutions coming from Tom Sermanni, the United States is doing such a nice job of keeping the pressure on and forcing Germany to turn the ball over.
Done. And then the clearance by Engen. Cheney going long, finding Morgan! The chip! Goal! Oh, what a touch by Alex Morgan! And the U.S. has a 3-1 lead. No offside here.
The ball in from Lauren Cheney was absolutely brilliant. She gets the ball. She sees Alex Morgan is open in between the two players, curls it just enough, and Germany isn't able to get it. And I love the one-time shot. Just so calm in front of the goal is Alex Morgan. She sees that she could have probably settled it and probably still beaten Anger, but she knows that Anger is off her line, just a little bit of a chip, perfectly placed into the goal. And the United States is just clicking on all cylinders in this half. They are playing so well. The runs have been perfectly timed. The balls have been perfectly to the feet, and it's been really fun to see this United States starting lineup just really take it to Germany.
You have to have ice in your veins to just decide that's what you want to do in that situation. And Alex Morgan seems to have that. 3-1. She scored both goals against Germany in the Algarve Cup final. And it was just so brilliantly taken. The U.S. up, and Germany wants to cut it back to a 1-goal deficit. The shot goes wide.
Well, since that second goal that the United States scored when they went up 2-0, this game has just been completely end-to-end. Everyone is spread out. The German defense isn't pushing up very quickly, so it's giving the United States a ton of time in the midfield. Instead of it being a 40-yard playing space like it was in the first half from defense to defense, it's more like 60 yards, and that's why the United States has the time and the ability just to play the right ball to their forwards' feet. They're playing it just crisply, and they're not getting the pressure that the United States is putting on Germany, and Germany just has to figure out some way to put the pressure back on the United States to see if they can get that second goal and then keep going from there.
Angerer got there before Rapinoe did, and for Morgan, it's her 42nd career goal. Meanwhile, Germany with an opportunity. Dunn cuts it off and sends it upfield. O'Reilly turns, finding Morgan, who basically posts up. O'Reilly. Rather Cheney, sorry. That's O'Reilly. As I was saying, 41 career goals coming into the game, 42 now for Morgan. That is the most by any player in U.S. history by their 3rd anniversary of when they debuted with the national team. Offenbach had 32, and Natasha Kai is in that group with 24. Shot that is easily handled by Bonhart. Germany attacking down the right flank this time. Oh, nice crossover. The shot, and it goes wide. That's what Marizan can do. She hasn't done it much today, but she can be a special, special player. She just hasn't seen a lot of the ball, and there's a lot of look of frustration on her face right now.
And she's definitely frustrated, but that you see little snippets of it. And she's brilliant with the ball at her feet. She's one of those players that we're looking at the goal that was taken back again, but she's one of those players that when she gets the ball, she is so dangerous, like a Messi style. I even heard their public relations person compare her in a little bit to Messi. Obviously, it's hard to compare anyone to a player like Lionel Messi, but she's so good in those tight spaces and has that balance and ability to, when 3 defenders are on her, to find a way to get the shot off. And they're very excited about her in Germany. And you just haven't really seen it much today, but they're hoping in the future you'll see a lot more of it.
Long cross to the left side where Feist is. Dunn covers well. And this will be a throw-in for the U.S. Heather O'Reilly leaves it back for Dunn, who will play with the Albertson Fury. '76 minute, 3-1 U.S. Remember, next Tuesday against the Netherlands, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, ESPN 3. Watch ESPN. Or any time after that on replay. Morgan fighting for that ball. Matisia. Nice play by O'Reilly to take it away from Meyer, who's now switched over to the left side because she's not seeing much of the ball on the right side.
Well, the interesting thing about the game that's coming up on Tuesday against the Netherlands is, my guess is you're going to see a completely different lineup. The United States hasn't made any subs so far in this game, and they have a lot of talented players on the bench. My guess is you're going to see the likes of Kristen Press and Sydney Leroux in that game. Get them some more experience. See some other defenders that you're used to seeing that aren't out there right now, like Allie Krieger, Becky Sauerbrunn, Rachel Bueller, those kind of players. Tobin Heath isn't out there, Yael Averbush. So many players that are sitting on the bench that we haven't seen so far today, you'll probably see on Tuesday. And it's exciting because, as you mentioned those names, it probably would have been a very similar result today with those players on the field. That's the depth that the United States has right now.
Speaking of substitutions, we will see Tobin Heath. She comes into the match for Heather O'Reilly. Heath, who plays for PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, in France, spending money for the men and women. By the way, we are having some technical difficulties from Origin with our signal, so we ask you to please forgive us. With that, we hope to get it straightened out, and Abby Wambach hurt again. And that is the second time today that she has been hit in the back of the head by Luisa Wensing. Tom Sermanni, who has now taken over the U.S. national team, as you said, did a great job in New Zealand, and the Australian national team, they were nowhere before he came around.
Yeah, he did a nice job with the Australian team. I'm actually playing with an Australian right now named Kaya Simon of Ford, and she talks about the effects that he had on coaching her and creating her to be a better player. And she's a young player. She was under him since she was, I think, age 17, and she's 21 now, and she just knows how impactful he was in her life, and you know that he can do the same thing with the young players for the United States, and that's a big reason why U.S. Soccer wanted him as the coach. They want him to help develop the youth and to bring up the young players while also at the same time gelling them with the experienced players.
There was no controversy at all with him substituting for Pia Sundhage, who decided that she wanted to return to Sweden, and she has taken over the national team of her country of origin.
Yeah, there wasn't any controversy. I know a lot of the players were sad to see Pia go, but they're excited that Tom Sermanni is in there. They've heard nothing but good things. A couple of players like Christy Rampone and Shannon Box had even played for him in the WUSA, so they're very, very familiar with him, and they appreciate his coaching style. And he's a little bit more laid back when it comes to his playing style than Pia Sundhage was, but very similar in style. They want to play the ball. They don't want a lot of direct play. They want to mix it with some interchanging of the midfield and playing the ball on the ground and getting those outside backs forward. Very similar in style, and you can see it, the fact that there hasn't really been a big change.
So Sydney Leroux comes in for Abby Wambach, who got the U.S. started with the first goal here in the second half, and Wambach has taken an absolute beating today. What are we going to see in Sydney Leroux?
You're going to see someone who is very similar in style to Alex Morgan when she's so good at finding a way to score a goal. But the funny thing thing about Sydney Leroux that a lot of people don't realize is that she's very good with headers. And you think when you take someone like Abby Wambach, you lose that, but you don't too much with Sydney Leroux. She's 5'8", so she's not obviously as tall as Abby, but she's good at winning those balls. You want to look to her. She can play back to pressure, but she is so fast. She is very, very dangerous when she's getting it behind and timing her runs well.
So the last thing a German back line that has been out there for 80 minutes being run ragged by the U.S., especially in the second half, is to see her.
Yeah, the last thing you want to see is her. And she's going to put the pressure on, keep it up. Her and Alex Morgan have a good chemistry as well. They started in that Germany game where the U.S. won 2-0 in Portugal. So they play well off of each other. And when you have two really fast forwards like that running at you and you're tired, it's not fun.
Offside on the right side. Marizan trying to sneak in behind the line, but she got caught ahead. The 81st minute. The U.S. enjoying a 2-goal lead. And Germany still has enough time to make this interesting. Dunn sends it forward, keeps the ball in bounds, and a foul over Leroux. So she immediately comes in and makes an impact. Another teammate of yours.
I know it's been fun to play against her. I'm glad that she's on my team now because I don't want to be running after her all the time.
Well, now you only have to run after her in practice.
Yeah, I'll take that. A lot of times she'll get in behind and she's hard to catch, so I'm glad that that only happens in practice.
Rapinoe with a free kick. Ball in the box. Cleared, not well, and now Germany does have it. Schmidt. And basically they just relieve pressure. The U.S. controlling the ball. Dunn. Tobin Heath being harassed, gets rid of the ball. Engen. Ball goes out of bounds and it belongs to Germany for a throw-in. Verena Faustus had a good game, created some havoc down the left side. She's definitely been on the ball a lot since she came in the second half. And now Myers down there on the left side as well, seeing if they can find a combination or two. Germany with the ball. Long ball to the right side. Cross back in the middle. Ball deflected. Dunn tries to hold it up for Barnhart, who comes out and gets to it before it goes over the line.
Yeah, it looked like Engen kept her onside. US got caught watching the ball a little bit, able to get out there. Nothing too dangerous. Rapinoe does a nice job of tracking her player. A little bit of luck there that there was no back pass. But the interesting thing to me is that Germany just kind of quits after a while.
And there's a penalty kick. A foul in the box against Dime Bobby. And the foul was by Christy Rampone. So Germany, in the 84th minute, will get an opportunity to cut this to a 2-1 lead. 3-1 lead, rather.
I don't think there was a foul there. It looked like Rampone fell in the box and then Bobby tripped over. I don't know what the referee saw on that, and I think that's why Christy Rampone's complaining. Doesn't look too much like a foul. She didn't pull her down. I didn't see a jersey being tugged or anything.
Maybe that raised top leg. Maybe he thought that that was intentional. Meanwhile, Da and Bobby. Shot! Oh, right by the corner. And Germany has cut it to 3-2. For Bobby, her 37th goal, and this her 76th cap for Germany. Hard into the corner, even if you guess right.
Great.
And she almost got there too.
Yeah, great PK. Barnhart almost had it covered, but but that's just difficult to save, and obviously the goalkeeper doesn't have any advantage on that kind of shot.
So again, the deficit for Germany is 1, and the U.S. spreads it out to the left side. Rapinoe tries to cross it. It's a low cross and handled by the defense. 85th minute, coming up on the 86th. 1 goal difference, and it feels electric. Germany looking for a tie. It would be the first, by the way, on their home soil against the U.S. They've played 5 times. The U.S. has won 4, lost 1. Fast with the cross. The U.S. trying to clear, and Rampone does. Fast again. Another cross. Ball is loose, and it's a goal! No, they called a foul. Called a foul, I believe. No, they are calling it a goal. So Germany is tied it at 3.
This was the weirdest bunch of plays, and there was a player down. Didn't know if it was a goal. Germany finally kept going on this one. A great cross in from Faust. And Ingen falls down. Barney gets tripped, and Mittag is wide open on the outside and finishes very well. But lots of players on the ground, not really knowing what was happening. But Germany had the players up because they wanted to tie this game, and they did. And now it's 3-3, which is a pretty shocking result considering how well the U.S. has played.
So it's her 16th goal in her 88th game, and I apologize for my confusion. I thought that he was calling the foul that in Bobby when she ran over, I believe it was Christy Rampone. And there was some contact there too from Marizan. Alexandra Popp looks like she's ready to come into the game. And that is a goal kick for Germany. No goals in the first half, but it was very exciting. 6 in the second half. It has been wide open. It has been exciting. We've seen some great goals and some strange goals.
That last one is very strange. I agree with you. I thought that they would call the foul on Bobby. Fouling Ingen, taking her basically to the ground. And Barnhart tripping over them as well. And it was just kind of crazy. And then they call a goal. And I was just surprised to see that they did call that goal and not the foul. Especially after the penalty kick call that they called against Rampone.
So Morazan leaves. Popp will replace her. This will be her 35th cap. And she has 19 goals for Germany. And for Germany, they hope that Morazan's injury is not something that they have to worry about, considering that the European Championships are right around the corner. The U.S. with a free kick, trying to get a last-minute win, which almost seemed that they had in the pocket with a 2-goal lead. Looking for Heath, and no problem for Angerer, who anticipated well and came out bravely. Angerer punts it down the field. Heath touches back. Ooh, soft touch for Dunn. And that was a little dangerous. The U.S. with an opportunity. Cheney in the box. Heath fighting for the ball. Dunn steps on the ball. Tries to give it to Heath. And Germany scrambling on their back line, get control. Going long is Bartusiak. Trying to control it is Popp. And Barnhart clears it to the right side and out of bounds, and this will be a throw-in for Germany. midfield. Martusiak goes forward. And the ball with Engen. Germany recovers into the box. And that should be no problem, although it takes a strange bounce and Barnhart grabs it. Sort of misread the spin on the ball there for a second. There is a scoring summary. The U.S. had 2-0 and 3-1 leads in this game. And then 2 goals in 3 minutes by Germany has even the score at 3.
You know, we said the only thing missing in the first half was goals, and we got plenty of them in the second half. I'm shocked at 6 goals, and both of these teams have such good defenses, and obviously they also have incredible offenses. But in my opinion, the United States definitely dominated most of this game, and Germany just never gave up, and now it's kind of a free-for-all at this point.
2 women down, 1 for each team. And it's play on. Here comes the cross. Nicely headed down by Engen for Dunn, and Dunn gets the ball to midfield. Everybody seems to get up. And now Heath is down and getting up slowly. Let's see some of the contact. Dunn coming in with a little bit of reckless abandon there.
I call that good defense.
Is that what you do? Is that what you call that?
That's what I call that.
Aha. Perspective. If you were forward, what would you be calling that?
Reckless abandon.
Is that what that was? Rapinoe. Intercepted by Schmidt. To be perfectly honest, we have no idea how much stoppage time has been added. So your guess is as good as ours. Cleared by Engen. And Morgan gets the ball. The shot with her right foot, and that goes high. Not her preferred foot. But normally she's pretty accurate with that one as well. Foul against the U.S. We are in the 3rd minute of stoppage time here. And we don't know if it's 3 or 4 or 5. I would venture to guess in the 3 or 4 category. Dunn going long, finding LaRue. LaRue on the right side and cut off nicely by Wensing. And the U.S. gets a corner kick. Set pieces, a big part of where the U.S. can find success. Six U.S. women in the box. Here comes a cross. The header. Oh, it's saved off the line. The U.S. almost won it in the 94th minute. Alex Morgan with the header, and it was saved off the line.
I think that was Sydney LaRue.
Oh, it was LaRue.
Yeah. Pretty close to being over it, but it doesn't look like the whole ball got over it. And Sydney LaRue left wide open. Yet again, lack of defense or marking in the box from Germany, and a nice job. That's what a post player is there for, to help your goalkeeper save it off the line.
From the replays, impossible to tell if that ball had gone over or not. And that is the end of the game. And what a game it was. A brilliant 3-3 tie if you're a fan of soccer.
I mean, if you're a fan of defense, maybe not like I am, but 3-3, what a fun match. And a lot of the goals, most of the goals were just great offense. Very impressive play as you're looking at her from Megan Rapinoe, and the connection, the chemistry that they had going up top with Abby Wambach and Alex Morgan. And Germany just never gave up. They were in it to the end, and they gave the crowd quite the game. And you know, when you have number 1 versus number 2, you knew you'd get a great game, and 3-3 I would not have guessed, but I actually guessed a tie, if that helps.
Yeah, there you go. Well, the first time between these two teams in German soil, and we will be back to show you how it all happened. We got 6 goals to show you, plus a lot more. Don't go away. USA, Germany, 3-3. What a game.
We, the players of the United States of America, are united by our commitment, our common goal, and our belief that we will make American soccer history.
And yeah, there's the equalizer. It's Montenegro put it in the end. It's Dempsey. Clint Dempsey strikes again.
We are your national team, and these are our colors.
Ja, nee, aber das ist schon richtig. Teilweise müssen wir ja Anfang der zweiten Halbzeit die Lehrgeld zahlen. Wir haben junge Abwehrspielerinnen da hinten, aber blöd ist, ich habe mir nichts anderes gewünscht. Ich wünsche mir solche Spiele mit der Abwehr. Okay, danke schön.
Offenbach. You shot the first goal, and in the end you had a bump with our defender, Wenzel.
Well, if you just tuned in now, you missed a whale of a game. 3-3 tie between the U.S. and Germany. The good news, though, if you have Watch ESPN or ESPN3 or some sort of internet connection and you're watching this now, you can watch the whole game again, and it is definitely worth it. 3-3 tie, the U.S. and Germany. Great goals, strange goals, goals that possibly shouldn't have counted, goals that should have counted, but we wind up with 6. Abby Wambach opens scoring.
And she does it with the best way that she knows how to do it, with her head. Perfectly placed ball from Rapinoe, getting open for herself with the nutmeg, and then finding Abby Wambach's head, and Abby knows exactly what to do with it, putting it in the back of the net.
155 in her U.S. national team career, and 3 behind Mia Hamm. Meanwhile, the U.S. had more than just that one chance.
They had a lot of chances in the first 35 minutes. The United States dominated every facet of the game. They were clicking on all cylinders. Here, just a little bit of a missed time from Lauren Cheney, but Megan Rapinoe, yet again, comes up, tries to get one on frame, but it goes a little over. And here is just one of the prettiest goals I've seen in a long time. One-timed it from the half volley. Abby Wambach does a nice job of chesting it over the German defender. I mean, look at that timing. Nothing Anger can do with that. That is just absolutely fantastic.
And in the 63rd, Germany gets one back.
A little misclearance from the United States. Germany has 6 players in the box. They know that they needed to come back. They were down 2-0 at that point, and they do a nice job of getting their outside backs forward. A little chip over Barnhart, goalkeeper for United States. Crystal Dunn with a little bit of a missed clearance, and Kim Kula does a nice job of finishing it.
And the U.S. looked like they had a 3-1 lead here.
Yeah, this is a goal that shouldn't have been called back. Abby Wambach and Shannon Box were offside, but they had nothing to do with the play. Lauren Cheney does a nice job of finishing that, but they call it back, surprisingly, for the United States.
And the referee has the power to overrule her assistant. Meanwhile, they took one away from Morgan. There's nothing they could do to get this one away from her.
No, brilliant ball from Lauren Cheney. Perfectly timed run from Alex Morgan, but look at the bend right over the German defender, right out of her reach, and then with sophistication and class, one times it right out of Anger's reach.
No, that was just beautiful. So they were up 3-1, then the foul and a penalty kick, and no mistake here by Dime Bobby.
Yeah, the only mistake might have been the call, just because the foul might have not actually happened, but a perfectly placed ball from Dime Bobby, and then Germany with another possible foul against Germany on Whitney Ingen, and everybody's falling down in the box, and Mittag was able to finish it.
And I'm looking at the referee, and the referee's pointing that way, but I don't know if she's pointing a foul. Normally when you score a goal, the referee runs to midfield, and she just stuck around. I thought she was calling a foul, which is why I never called it. Anyway, 3-3 is the final score. The U.S. wound up with 7 shots, 5 corners, 2 yellow cards. I mean, the stats are a little bit even, mind you, but the U.S. really did have the better of play in this game.
They really did, and I think the reason why they're a little more even on the shots and corner kicks is because of how well Germany started the game. They had a lot of that action in the first 10 to 15 minutes, but once the United States settled down, they had the run of the play. Not until the last 10 minutes did you really feel like Germany had another chance and could get some opportunities, which they finished them. But the United States was just clicking so well. I loved watching the midfield play. Megan Rapinoe, Lauren Cheney, Shannon Box, and Heather O'Reilly were just all over the field. They weren't on just their one side. They were doing such a nice job clicking with the forwards and with the defenders. It was pretty to watch.
Anytime the U.S. and Germany get together, it's a great game. It could be on a soccer field. It could be in a sandbox. It doesn't matter. Meanwhile, the U.S. finishes their European tour against the Netherlands in The Hague. This will be Tuesday, 1 p.m. You'll be able to watch this game on ESPN 3. Or your tablet, or your iPhone, or your Android, or your computer. Somewhere you'll be able to do it, or you can stream it to your TV. There's lots of ways of being able to watch it. You can watch it anytime if you can't get to it live. Meanwhile, we're done here in Offenbach, Germany, at Sparta-Bank Hassen Stadium. 16,090 was the attendance, and the U.S. and Germany tie 3-3. For Kat Whitehill, Roberto Abramowitz, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next Tuesday from The Hague, where the U.S. meets the Netherlands.